Interleukin 12, also called IL-12, is an important cytokine, or signaling molecule involved in the immune response. IL-12 is released by macrophages and promotes both Th1 and natural killer cell activation. In this video, I'll give you my visual mnemonic to remember all the key facts about IL-12. Oh no! There was an attempted heist in the heart of London. Thankfully, they caught the criminal. Speaking of London, do you see the big clock tower in the background? Notice how there are two interlocking clock faces on Big Ben. Interlocking objects are our recurring symbol for interleukins, a class of signaling molecules used by the immune system. And since the time on both clock faces is 12 o'clock, this interlocking 12 o'clock represents interleukin 12. Get it? It's the interlocking clocks at 12 for IL-12. Now that we've set the scene, let's delve more into the facts. Before our thief was able to escape, the authorities caught him and placed him in that cage in the back. Cages are our recurring mnemonic for macrophages. Get it? A cage for macrophage? Or the macro cage? Plus, macrophages use phagocytosis to capture and hold stuff, kind of like a cage. We're only talking about macrophages here since they are the cells primarily responsible for secreting IL-12. Recall that macrophages normally go to sites of infection, injury, or inflammation with the goal of capturing and containing threats. With this context in mind, let's move on to discuss the functions of IL-12. It seems that while fighting off the criminal, our British Secret Service agent got injured. Thankfully, EMS was called immediately, and a paramedic is now administering first help. No, we call first aid first help here. You can even notice the words first help on the kit and the paramedic. This first help is our symbol for Th1 cells, or T helper cells type 1. You know, help for helper T cells, and first for the number 1. Th1 are the first type of helper T cells after all. This first help in our story should help you remember that IL-12 activates Th1 cells. If you've seen our video on Th1 cells, you would know that these helper T cells protect us by activating other immune cells. As it turns out, one of the cells Th1 activates is macrophages through the secretion of IFN gamma. If you plot this out, you'll notice a cycle. Macrophages produce IL-12, activating Th1 cells, which produce IFN gamma, activating macrophages. This positive feedback loop is critical for amplifying the size of the immune response after encountering a threat. When it comes to our immune system, these big, overwhelming responses are good, because it's better to be safe than sorry rather than die from an infection we can't contain. I know we just covered a lot of big picture stuff, but for now, just remember IL-12 promotes Th1 cell activation. Do you see that briefcase with the nuke on it? I guess this is what our thief was after. The British nuclear codes. This briefcase with the nuclear codes is our symbol for natural killer, or NK cells. Get it? Nuke for NK cells? Also, you can think about how nukes are quite literally natural killers. This nuclear briefcase is here to help you remember that IL-12 stimulates NK cell activation. This is especially important for the immune response against viruses, since NK cells are great at recognizing and killing virally infected cells. Just picture the NK briefcase and you'll be set to remember that IL-12 stimulates NK cell activation. Alright, that's it for IL-12. Let's recap. Interleukin 12, or IL-12 for short, is a cytokine produced by macrophages. It activates both Th1 and natural killer cells, which both help in the immune response against intracellular pathogens like viruses. That's all for now. Until next time.